Alright guys, it's Steve and I'm going to go through video number 2 on how I want you to rework the keyword sets for the videos and socialcast submissions for the template. Here's our blueprint, and these are the keywords and hashtag phrases and all of that you've given, and you've worked up these first few here after I did the first one. What I'd like to do in this video is, number one, go through, I've copied and pasted what you've done in here, starting with the keywords that you were given to work with, and then you properly put the hashtag keywords into the post, and you have this part of it in here that they can text their name and email to that number to get rent to own. I want to emphasize that this part of it, when we have a lot of long tail keyword phrases, a lot of words down here in the bottom, that this part can be omitted. This is actually going to go in the box up above for the time being. That may or may not end up being our best practice, but it does work that way for Daily Motion. I'm going to go ahead and run the template right now and create it for YouTube and for Vimeo. But first, what I would like to do is, I've already submitted this one to Daily Motion. I'm going to start with this one for Vimeo, and we'll get this one set up for submission. I want to talk a little bit about what is good and what is not good about this. Number one, this was the title that was given, and in the title, and also down below here, we want to try to get other keywords in here that are important. The VA and FHA and conventional are types of loans. So when we have VA or when we have FHA or both, but typically it's going to be one or the other in any one submission, we want to get capitalized VA or capital F, capital H, capital A, depending on what's in here, in there. Bankruptcy and foreclosure. And Chapter 13 is a type of bankruptcy in this one down here. So these are important to not have in every title, but when they occur, because they're fairly rare to see Chapter 13 in any of these submissions, we want to get them into both the title and into the description. Okay? So let's start by rewriting this one for Vimeo. You've written real estate in Florida for sale. We want to avoid in the titles exclamation points and things like that. Those are going to get kicked out of our social casts. So it's okay to put a dash in there maybe, but don't put exclamation points. Don't put, you can go ahead and put question marks in there, and we'll see how that goes. But they don't want us to be over promotional. It's getting more and more that way. So real estate in Florida for sale. And this is misspelled. It's not contact, it's contract. Okay? And contract is not one of the words on our list down here. So we want to be keeping our title coherent, but also using these words in our keyword sets, right? These are the keywords for this video setup for the Vimeo submission for video 1. You know, keyword 1. Real estate, let's see, did I do this right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Am I at the top here? Let me double check this. Real estate in Florida, VA loan, rent a home, real estate. Oh, I reversed it, and that's why. Real estate in Florida, VA loan after bankruptcy, and home loan specialist, right? So, number one, you've put a word in here that's not in our list. And contact is an incorrect word. Maybe contract, but not contact. So this has to go because it's not in our keywords. Okay, real estate for sale, VA home loan. VA is in here. VA loan, and then instead of home loan specialist, we could maybe go with VA home loan after bankruptcy. I mean, it's okay. The loan specialist is all right as well, as long as one or the other is down below here. Like we have home loan specialists on real estate in Florida, right? So let's get this in here, in our title. And then we have the key things here covered, and all of the keywords are in here. I mean, obviously you can't get every single one of these words in the title, but don't replace words from here with something that doesn't exist in the keywords up here, because you only get 62 characters. All right, so I'm going to delete this note to myself. And now the title, this should be pretty close to 62 characters. And down here, this is how this is going to go. This will go in the box up above. This will go in the description box, excuse me, right here, and we probably will have some room for a little bit more. And then these are our keyword set, the keyword set that's going to go in there. So let's go ahead and create the, we've rewritten the title. Let's go ahead and create this template and go about that. So I'm logged into the Donley account. This is the Donley account, and we're going to create a video cast. We're going to use the Mr. Intensity, which is the Luke Donley profile. So that's how they named it. We'll leave it as it is. Mr. Intensity is Luke Donley, who is, or excuse me, Luke Gross, who is our realtor in Southwest Florida who we're doing this campaign for. So we're not going to select all, we're going to select Vimeo, because this is for our Vimeo selection. We're on this one, our third submission, which is going to Vimeo. Okay, so the first thing to do is to save this as a template when we're done. So the naming convention that I want to use is FAQ and the number. This is FAQ number 1. Okay, this is Vimeo, and the date that it's going to be submitted is on our template as well. So right here. So January 26, 2015. So again, the naming convention I want is January, 15 January. Is that correct? Let me double check it. I'm sorry, 26 January. So it's 26 January 2015. 26th of January 2015. We can't create subfolders, and we need to be able to tell what these things are at a glance. So Vimeo FAQ1, okay, and we should also name this rent to own. So this is, it's going to be pretty obvious because it's in the client's account, and we're not going to have a lot of things running in the beginning, but really we should have FAQ1 rent to own, and then it's Vimeo, or YouTube will be YT, or Daily Motion will be DM, okay? And then we're going to say, so you have to check this box, then save this. So FAQ2 for Daily Motion and for YouTube and for Vimeo, but will be FAQ2 R2O for rent to own, and then the date that the video will be scheduled for submission. So the first thing to do is to set this up for the date for submission. So this is going to be January 26th, and we want these to go out, you know, in the morning, maybe 6, 7, 8 a.m., probably anywhere 5 to 8 a.m. will be okay, and maybe vary them a little bit. And we'll want to create a follow-up social cast. So now the first thing we're going to do after we've got this piece set up, got our template saved, and here's the reason we want to get that template saved, because it pushes that template to save it, and then you'll forget about it. It pushes it all the way down to the bottom here. If you forget, you're not going to make it. So make the template first, get the date set up second, and then click follow up social cast, and then we start with the video cast title, which we just made here, and a split screen is very helpful. and I'm just going to move this off screen. You get the idea. So I'm going to put my title in. I'm going to put our landing page URL in, and this needs to be changed. This needs to be http://rent-to-own. Okay, so, and do not duplicate that when you put it in that box down in the description. Okay, so YouTube, this is going to be close to 220 for YouTube. On many of the social casts, we can do much longer ones on things like Twitter, where they have to be much shorter than this. And we're going to go down and we're going to play around with these in the submissions. But this is what I want for the YouTube submission. And that's or for the video submission, in this case, Vimeo. And now we need to put our tags in, which I actually accidentally copied and pasted from there. I'm going to delete them from here and put them down here. And now we need to select our video. Now, I will have the media center open so I know which one it is. In this case, I know that this first one is video 1. So it's going to load video 1. And what I'm talking about is you can have the Instant Customer tab open here while you're making this, and then at the same time have the media center open so you make sure that you're picking the right video file. We're working on FAQ1 right now. This will be our third and final submission for FAQ1. But you want to make sure that it's FAQ1 or FAQ2 or FAQ, see, they're not especially in order in here, but when you hit this drop down, they will be in the order that they are in the media center. So FAQ1 is number 1. If we were doing FAQ number 4 though, it's actually the 3rd video. Or if we were doing FAQ number 3, it's the 4th video. So you need to make sure that you're checking the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's why I'm going to try and shorten these titles to FAQ and not have the rest of that garbage on there so you can actually read it from here. But that's not always going to be the case. You want to make sure that you are putting the right video in. And remember, we're submitting each video 3 times. Once to YouTube, once to Dailymotion, and once to Vimeo, each a week apart. So you want to make sure that you get these videos set up correctly for each submission, and we're saving the templates with the right videos. Okay, enough said. So we have our video uploaded. Now, down here, submission options, we want to allow comments, we're going to allow embed, and we're going to add a bookmark. And then the bookmark that we have is delicious. We're going to add delicious, and you must check where you're sending this to. It's going to Vimeo. Do not worry about safe submit. That would only be if we were submitting the same video all at the same time with all the same words. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, now we've already set up our submission date, and we're creating our follow-up social cast now. So we want these videos to go to Luke Gross Realtor, and it will automatically check this box after you select the page you want it to go to. Otherwise, this is going to default to his personal Facebook page. We don't want that to happen. You must remember to select the page for Luke Gross Realtor on here. And now we need to change this. So again, what you should do is you should have these on a notepad or something like this so that you can go in and rearrange things and pick and choose things here for depending on the different types of social cast properties we're sending these to. Okay, so again, we're on the 3rd one here, and we have these keywords in our description and in our title. Now, these hashtags are not necessarily what we want to put in everything. You're going to want them in Twitter, but we're not going to want to have them in that order, especially like if they're showing up on a Facebook post or something like that. So move those things out and then pick and choose what you want to use for these headlines and titles. And since we've already put this stuff up in our video, what we want to do is vary this in all the Web 2 properties, right? So again, I'm going to pull this off screen. I'm going to pick and choose things depending on what I'm doing here, and never ever delete this link. Okay, this bracketed link is a tag. It's telling the software to put the video or the video link into this submission to Luke Gross Realtor Facebook page. What we want to change is this. And sometimes we want things on the left side, And sometimes we want things on the left side and see what happens when you hit it. It's finicky. You got to hit a space when you're doing pasting so that the link stays there. But sometimes we want to bracket things like this, right? So again, I'm going to grab from here the key things for our Facebook page, and we're going to turn these into ads. So we want these Facebook page posts to look really good. We want them punctuated. We want them to work and do what we want them to do. So in this case, I like the loan after bankruptcy as a title or as a beginning. And I'm going to put this at the end for now, which was our original description, and all of this. And then I want to put these hashtags at the end, and I want to put our URL in there, which is the link to our landing page. So we'll have the link to our video, and then when we pull them in with the video, we're going to get them or go to www.renttoownlukegross.com, right? So I'm going to copy this now, and this is going to Vimeo, or this is a Vimeo video that's going out, and now I'm going to I'm going to tell you the easiest way to do this is to copy this tag and stick it toward the beginning after the title, right over here. So here's our title: Loan After Bankruptcy Possible, or just Loan After Bankruptcy. I kind of like that. And then now our video will be stuck there. And we can put the rest of this stuff in there and copy the whole thing and go right over the top of this link and not have to worry about it, right? So bang, paste, and now this is what will be posted to our Facebook page and possibly be good enough for us to use as a page post ad. All right, so Twitter. Again, you have to check the box for Vimeo. It automatically checks this box. And in Twitter, we have a 99 character limit. We could put a lot more in Facebook, but I'm not as concerned about quantity as far as quality. So in Twitter, though, we want to use these hashtags. So let's take a look at our text again. So here's our original headline here. Now I moved it to the back. Let's grab our hashtags and our link to the video. Don't put that link in there twice, so be careful when you're doing this. And then these tags. Okay, and we need our link or our call to backlink to our property is probably the best way to go here. It's the fewest characters for Twitter. And this might even be too long, but we'll see. So we'll take this out and we'll add this in, get our link to our property, and now this is going to be our Twitter post. Pull this out, copy over the top of this. Again, we've got our link for the video, so it'll pull the video and put it in our post when it sends it to Twitter. And we actually do have characters left here. It says 99 characters left. So I guess I'm being a little harder on Twitter than I need to be. So let's go back up here and we'll add Loan After Bankruptcy. Oh no, that's good enough. So we've got a tweet, and we'll send that out. And there's a way to make these go out several times a day. I'm not going to worry about that right now. LinkedIn is a lot more formal, okay? So for LinkedIn, we're not going to use the hashtag keywords, but we want to have the keywords in there. And we definitely want to have our phone number and our link in here. So instead of the hashtag Southwest Florida condos, in your zip code. And, I mean, I don't need you to get all into the weeds like this. And actually, I'm not even going to do that because it might screw up the formatting. You know, just put a dash in here, and then we'll put this into our LinkedIn post. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Never mind, let's go back. And I know that it gets confusing. You need to stay on the same page that you're working on. Make sure you're not working in the wrong stuff. It's easy to do, I do it too. But here's the deal now. You need to make sure that we don't have this link in here twice for the video. So let's take this out, and we'll change this to take the hashtags out, and Fort Myers real estate, including zip code 34135. All right, so let's grab this. And this will be our LinkedIn post. Those are the big ones. You know, I mean, these are the really, really important ones. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. These need to be right, and they all need to be right, but the key here is to make sure you spend some time on these. Don't just whip these out. Get these titles up here figured out, and then rearrange them to create the other posts down below. Okay, and then so you can just grab snippets for the rest of these, and I'm going to go ahead and Flickr is an image post. We can't put a bunch of links in here, but we can say rent to own, get your free ebook. You know, maybe let's grab this part, and again, don't put hashtags, at least for now, into Flickr. They like to ban accounts. So let's see what this looks like. You see how that grabbed that piece of the tag? It's very annoying, and I know you guys are working on a Mac, which I am right now. And Mac it's funky. It grabs that thing. You have to have that entire link in there, or the video's not going to play. Okay? So let's get rid of this. Definitely don't want that static stuff in there. And then we'll put loan after bankruptcy. Okay, and then, so there's our Vimeo post. So you just go through and do this for all of these. And I'm just going to, for time's sake, I'm going to grab this stuff and work my way down the list, and we'll see what problems we have after we do these submissions. Again, Vimeo, oops, grab the wrong thing. Vimeo, because this is financially related. StockTwits is for stock reports, so it's okay. We're going to use that for this account. And these are all image things here. Vimeo. This WordPress, I'm not sure if you set this up in here. I don't think we did a paid account, and I don't recommend that we do. Buffer. Okay, so we'll work our way down here. Vimeo. Blogger, you have to select the blog, and I created this blog. Rent to own in Southwest Florida, so you have to do that. And Storify, I'm not sure what this one is. We'll have to check these out. Vimeo, this is another image site, I'm pretty sure. Path. We'll see what works and what fails. Goodreads, this is a book posting site. So really what we want to say in this one, Goodreads is important. Rent to Own by Luke Gross, right? That's the name of the book that we made for this project. Rent to Own Your Own Home by Luke Gross. So this is going to be the case for everyone, but for this one it surely is. We're giving away a free ebook, and I'll probably publish this in Amazon eventually. So we'll get Goodreads set up with this ahead of time. Now we're getting into our blog sites. I've added relevant blog sites to this Mr. Intensity login profile. And what we're going to want to do here is eventually, I'm in the process right now of, of having the transcriptions done for each of these clips, these video clips. I don't have them back, the first one's back yet, but these are the blogs, and I've basically set them up in recurring order on here for us to submit this post along with the transcriptions when we get them. So we'll go back and repost to Veracity Credit for number 1 when I get the transcription for FAQ number 1 back, right? So you follow what I'm saying? So we'll send the next FAQ number 1 transcription to Yes Credit with the reworked keywords up here and the transcript. And FAQ number 1 transcript with reworked keywords for the set, right, for the template, and sent out to Capstar Realty Group, right? Then FAQ 2, the first one will go to How to Foreclosure, and then the San Diego Sprinkler, and then New Yorkers New York, and so on, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So for this first one, just so you can see what I'm doing in our template. So our first post, we would be using veracitycredit.info, and we would, again, you want to leave the link in here for the video, but you don't want it to be too far down the blog post. We're going to use our reworked copy for this blog post submission. Make sure that the link is there, and then, maybe take the headline from the transcript and put that up here, and the rest of the transcription down at the bottom, or take part of this and put it down at the bottom after the transcription. But we want to have the call to action and the link to the site in here as well, okay, which we don't have right now. So we need to get the link to the site in here, www.renttoown.lukegross.com. And so we have the link to the video, so the video will play. But again, we'll have maybe the headline for whatever video number 1 is. How can I rent to own a home? And then have our link to our landing page where they can go get the free ebook. And then loan after bankruptcy, is it possible? And then our link to our video, and then the rest of our stuff here, or possibly the rest of our text file in here from our transcription. You can play around with this, but basically we want these blogs to have the transcriptions in them. Excuse me, I put this in Storify. And we'll go ahead and leave this. I'm going to copy and paste this down below here into Veracity is what I was talking about. This is Capstar, so here's Veracity. Okay, and it's Vimeo. And okay, so we're just going to do this for 1 blog post. And now we're going to publish this, but first go back and look. Make sure you didn't miss anything, especially in the beginning. We selected the template already and we pulled it, or no, we didn't do that yet. We're creating a template right now. You need to make sure you're in the right profile, Mr. Intensity. We're submitting this to Vimeo and Vimeo only, this submission. We've selected the right video, FAQ number 1, and we're allowing embedding, allow comments, add bookmark. We're bookmarking it to Delicious, and it's Vimeo. We set it up to go out on the proper date, and our follow-up social cast is submitted. And we've selected Vimeo for all of these. Nope, we missed this one. This is why you double check. I missed that one. Vimeo, Vimeo, Vimeo. Okay, and then we're not submitting to the rest of these. And we're ready to go ahead and publish this. Okay, the following fields cannot be blank. Invalid promo URL. Okay, so we got a problem here. Invalid promo URL. This is the promo URL. So possibly www dot, let's try it again. This is Vimeo, remember. Publish. The following fields cannot be blank. Invalid promo URL. Okay, so what is that about? It is not blank, but it doesn't like something about this. Maybe there was an extra space. Let's see if that was it. That's exactly what it is. There was an extra space at the end of the URL. I had to delete it before it would accept it. Okay? Submissions created. Okay, so now the way to look at this is we go to the video cast, and you can see this is the Vimeo that's pending to go out on January 26th. Today is January 14th. This is the Daily Motion video that I submitted earlier. Okay, and I hadn't come up with the naming convention for these templates, but we now have templates for both of these. And so now I'm going to go ahead and create the YouTube submission, and we'll be working off of this first one because the first one failed when I submitted it for some reason. So let's go ahead and we will create a quick submit. I'm going to go ahead and select, before you can select a template, you have to select videocast. Then you have to pick the template. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, I don't even know if I'm going to do this. I am, because we're using different keywords. So I'm just going to have you make separate templates for each one of these, because we're going to have to go back and redo the blog posts anyway. So for YouTube, you have to select a category: education, how to and style, people and blogs. You know, they don't have great choices for us here, but I'll pick that one. Okay, again, we're going to allow comments, we're going to allow embedding, we're going to add a bookmark, it's going to be delicious, it's going to be a YouTube video this time, we're going to submit it later. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and submit this today. Right now it's about 6 p.m. my time, so I'm going to make this 7:15 p.m. and I want to create but first, before I create this follow-up social cast, I want to save this submission as a template. Okay, and our naming convention again is FAQ1 rent to own, and it's YouTube, and today's date is 14 January 2015. Okay, we're not publishing. We're now creating a follow-up social cast, and this will get pushed to the bottom. Okay, so now, again, we have to load the pages for Facebook, Luke Gross Realtor. Now we're working with this very first keyword set that I set up for YouTube. And that was here at the top. So these are the keywords we're working with. I need to grab these. So here's keyword 1. Keyword 2. And yeah, this is, Mac is so finicky with this crap. Keyword 2. Space. Command V. Comma. Keyword 3. Alright, so here are our keywords, our 3 keyword sets. And now I'm going to go to our template and start copying and pasting up here for our video. Number 1, we need to pick our video. Again, we know that this is video number 1, the very first video for submission to YouTube. I'm going to select that. Our tags are here. Our description, which I already rewrote. Up here. Our URL is http://rentToOwn.lukegross.com, and then our submission description copy here. And okay, so we've got all this set up. It's going to go to YouTube, and delicious YouTube will submit in a few minutes from now. It's actually 5:59, so I'm going to make this 6:15, and then I can just find out what's going on. Now we have to select Luke Gross Realtor. Again, I'm going to grab pieces of this. I'm going to put the link in here. All right, copy. I'm going to go ahead and take these hashtags out and put them at the end. And this is for YouTube. YouTube. These are all going to be YouTube submissions. Twitter. This has to be a little different. Paste. Hashtag Cape Coral Homes. And we'll vary this and see what works. Get your free book. Okay, and at the top, so we got the hashtags first, and then our link at the bottom. And we'll go to, okay, so YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, our three most important items here. This is for YouTube. I'm going to grab this whole thing again for LinkedIn. And again, I want you to spend a little bit of time reworking this stuff, making it a little bit different. For Flickr, we'll go with get help fixing credit after bankruptcy. Rent to own homes, Cape Coral, Florida. Flickr likes to kick people out, so we can't be overly promotional here, right? Remember? So we'll get the link to our video in here, and the video will send them back to YouTube, and then on YouTube they'll have a link to our site. We won't put a link in Flickr or some of these other video sites until we figure out what's going on. Tumblr, we can be a little more promotional than that. Let's put the whole thing in here, and then get rid of the hashtags. Let's put this in the very front. Again, it's easier to do this off screen than on, but again, you need to make sure that link stays in there. Space it out. This is going to YouTube. And then we'll get the rest of this. And seriously, want to sandwich this video link with some copy here. I think it's a good practice, but we'll see. So stock twits, let's just go ahead and grab what we put up here in Flickr. I'm not sure how finicky they are. I'm just linking back to our YouTube video now. And with these YouTube videos especially, I'm really interested in promoting our YouTube videos and driving traffic to them. So these picture sites, it's more not about the lukegross.com URL. It's about the video, the YouTube video link, which is in here. It's duplicated. Okay, so sorry this is taking a little longer, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Again, in Blogger, you have to select the blog. And we've created it. It's right here. In the blogs, we can make them much, much longer. Again, in Blogger, we can take those transcripts and put them in Blogger as well, maybe with a different headline. Okay, Storify. Let's just run with this and get this finished up. Okay, where's our link? Do we get links in these? I think I might have chopped it out. Yes, I did. So we need our video link tag in here. So let's back up and go get it. YouTube. Right here. Let's get this link in here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting that tag right in here. And I'm not sure what path is, but we're going to create lots of backlinks to our YouTube videos here. And Goodreads. Book explaining the lease option process, rent to own by Luke Gross, Florida Realtor. Put the rest of this stuff in here and we'll see what they do. Again, it's YouTube. Okay, now we go back to our template, and for this one it was going to be veracity credit. So we'll go ahead and veracity credit it is. We'll put the link in here. We would rework the transcription that I'll have for you shortly for this and put it in there and get this set up for submission. And now we have our naming down for our template and we're ready to publish, but I'm going to go back and recheck my work. Okay, we have the right login profile. This is going to YouTube. We have this set up and we're good to go. This is going to go out in about 10 minutes from now. YouTube. Double check these boxes. Make sure they're all checked. YouTube. Okay, and then veracity is the blog we're sending it to. And we're ready to publish this and save this submission as a template. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to go ahead and wind this up. This is a pretty long one, but I think this will help you sort this out. So if you have questions, send them to me. Write them out, bullet points, and let me know what questions you have. Spend time getting those keywords in a logical way into a sentence for the title, and don't add things that aren't there unless it's absolutely necessary. You can add things to the description box to make it look and sound better, but not to the title up on top. We have a limited number of words. We want to try and get all of the words that we have in our keyword phrases in there. Okay, so work on that. And again, like maybe you've got the county of Florida in there, and instead you have a hashtag zip. So you could take out the name of a city and put the zip code in there, just this part of it into the title. In zip number instead of some long Florida city name. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And thank you very much, guys. This is Steve Larvick. Thank you very much for your hard work, and we'll follow this up when I answer your questions.